This is how we sew a welt pocket. I have the welt piece interfaced and it's marked on both sides. First, we're just gonna line these pieces up, matching the drill markings, and pin in place. So I'm stitching around this rectangle and I'm just making sure to end right in each corner. So that's the first corner, that's the second corner, continue along that long side. Take it to the third corner. Fourth corner. Finish off that first long side. Next, we just need to cut this opening. We're going to cut along this line and up into each of the corners. I'm cutting right up into the corner without cutting through the stitching. See, we've made an opening. Next, we press. And then we turn the welt piece through to the opposite side of the project. Bring everything through that opening and keep pressing those seams flat. Next, we form the welt. Turn the bottom part of the welt up towards the top, making sure the seam allowance is facing towards the bottom. And then we're going to form the welt by folding this piece again, and this folded edge will be right at the top of the pocket opening in place. Right side's facing you, peel back the top layer, and you'll notice all of these layers. We have the triangular tabs and the welt piece that's been formed. And we're gonna stitch just to the right side of the stitch line here. And repeat on the opposite side. This next step is optional, but if you want to put in a top stitching around the opening of your pocket, I would do it now. Otherwise, you can leave it minimal and skip this step. I'm starting over here to the side and putting a very tiny back stitch in. We're gonna end up bringing all of those threads to the back before we trim them. I've also increased the stitches to a little bit longer of a length. Increasing your stitches when you're top stitching just makes it look a little neater. Kept these thread tails a little bit longer, and I'm going to pull them through to the wrong side by just pulling gently, and you'll see it starts to bring the thread on the opposite side to the back, because you can see that little loop that gets pulled through. Pull gently on this one and trim. Next, we're going to attach the pocket. We're going to start with this seam here at the bottom. So with right sides together, attach these two pieces with 1/2 inch seam allowance. Next, we're going to press that seam open. I also went ahead and serged that edge. Go ahead and zigzag if you don't have a serger. Next, we're going to attach the remaining 3 sides. So with right sides together, we're going to stitch from the bottom, pivot at the corner, pivot again, and down, ending on the opposite corner. Now we have a finished welt pocket.